When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done. When the battle is lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to be met.
Macbeth.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair. However the fog and filthy air.
What man is that?
He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity.
Hail, brave friend.
Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Sir, that traitor Bold, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth.
Well, he deserves that name.
Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbed his lavish spirit.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, King of Scotland, mark. If I say sooth, I must report men were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death. And with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine. Sister, where thou?
Look what I have!
Show me. Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Macbeth doth come.
I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary Se'nice, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus you go about,
Thrice to thine.
and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called to force?
What are these? Live you, or are you aught that man may question? Speak, if you can. What are you?
Oh, hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glom!
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shall be king hereafter!
In the name of truth, are ye fantastical? My noble partner you greet, with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and of royal hope. Yet to me you speak not.
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo! Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By my father's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The traitor Cawdor lives. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Speak, I charge you! Whither are they vanished? Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed? Were such things here that we do speak about? Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune in words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and I am sent to give thee from our royal master thanks. He bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor? The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope? Your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the throne, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousin, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. Thanks, gentle sir. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth, I am Thane of Cawdor? If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor, let us lord the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and the interim having weighed, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends!
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My lord, I have spoken when I saw him die. We did report that very frankly, confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the dearest, know, we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcom, whom we name hereafter Prince of Cumberland. Which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach, so humbly take my leave.
Worthy Cawdor. Gentlemen,
the Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down or else or leap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burnt in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. As I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these wayward sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical age doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it! Is not thy master with him, whose words I would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of our fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending, he brings great news. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold! Ah! Great Bloms! Worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
No, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch.
we will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
See, our honored hostess. This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
All our service, in every point twice done and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Fair and noble hostess, we are your guest tonight. Where's your husband? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as a spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
When 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here. That we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his subject and his kinsman, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? Hath he asked for me?
Know you not? He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinion from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in the newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale as what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy wealth. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn, as you have done to this.
if we should fail?
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume. When in swinish sleep, their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan, what not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great 12?
Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive another, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to his terrible feet. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
Macbeth, thou art e'en as just a man as e'er my conversation coped withal. But believe it, noble sir, thou hast been as one in suffering all that suffers nothing. A man that fortune's buffets and rewards has taken equal thanks. And blessed art those whose blood and judgment are so well commingled that they are not a pipe for fortune's fingers to sound what stop she please. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of heart, as I do thee.
I can no other answer make. But thanks, and thanks, and ever thanks.
Heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Oh, merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's abed. He had been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesses to your offices.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the Weird Sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, and yet keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be consuled.
Good repose the while.
Thank you, sir. The like to you.
Is this a dagger I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, as sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee still. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going. And such an instrument I was to use, mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing! It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy stones prate of my very whereabouts. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words for the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go. It is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell which summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He's about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores.
Who's there? What?
I'm afraid they have awakened us not done. The attempt to what the deacon comes us. I laid their daggers ready. He could not be summoned. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband!
I have done the deed. Shh! Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
No.
As I descended. Hark! Methought I heard a voice cry. Sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep, unison sleep, sleep which knits up the ravelled sleeve of care, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher and life's feed.
What do you mean?
Shh! Still cries. Sleep no more. To all the house, Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more!
Who was it that thus cried? Get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think on what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me? For every noise appalls me. What hands are here? Huh? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hands? No. These my hands will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. May I not get self-entry? Retire to our chamber, a little water clears us of the steed. How easy is it then? Oh, more knocking. Put on your night on this occasion, call us and show us to be watchers. Oh, be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst. Here's a knocking, indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins enough about you? Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treasons enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Now come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, never at rest. What are you? What are you? What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon. I pray you remember the porter.
Is it so late, friend, ere you did go to bed, that you could lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing to the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, drink, and urine. Lechery, sir. It promotes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. Sets him on and takes him off. Persuades him and disheartens him. Makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, it leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, that it did, sir. In the very throat of me.
Is thy master stirring? Oh, knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped my hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in, physics paid. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we did lay our chimneys were blown down, the obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, horror! 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 The sacrilegious murder hath broke out the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
What is you say, the life?
Senior's Majesty!
Awake! Awake! Murder and treason! Banquo! Awake, Malcom! Awake!
What's the business? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. Oh, Banquo! Royal master's murdered.
Alas, what in our house?
Could too cruel anywhere. Dear dove, I pray thee contradict thyself and say it is not so. Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead.
What is this?
You are, and do not know it. The spring
The head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh. By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which unwiped I found upon their pillows.
I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise? Amazed, furious, and tempered, loyal and neutral in a moment, no man! Here lay Duncan! His silver skin laced with his golden blood. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make loves known?
Oh, look to the lady! Oh, look to the lady! Oh. And when our naked frailties are hid, then suffer in exposure. We shall meet again to discuss this bloody work to know it further.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented. Well contented.
Well contented. Well contented.
Well contented. What should be spoken here? I'll not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England. My separated fortune shall keep me thus the safer. Where I stand, there's daggers and men's smiles. This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted. My safest way is to avoid the aim.
Some 50 years I can remember well. In the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this so night hath trifled from my knowings.
By clock 'tis day, and yet the dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is it the night's predominance or the day's shame that darkness does the face of earth entomb and the living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural.
Even like the deed that's done.
Here's a good MacDuff. How goes the world, sir, now? Why, see you not?
Is it known who's done this bloody work?
Those that Macbeth has slain.
Alas, the day.
What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcom, the king's sole heir and son, is stolen away and fled, which puts upon him suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still.
Then 'tis like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Were you to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well,
May you see things well done there.
adieu. Let our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, brother.
Most worthy friend, right glad am I we could find this time to hold some conference.
Macbeth, I have not from your eye the gentleness or show of love that I was wont to have.
What is it you would impart to me?
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis. All is the weird women promised, and I fear that thou played most foully for it. Yet it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If truth come from their speeches, Macbeth, as upon thee their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee make good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope?
Here's our chief guest. If you'd been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
That your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are, with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should both desire your good advice in this day's council, which have been both grave and prosperous. But we'll take tomorrow. This far you ride?
As far, my lord, that will fill the time twixt now and supper.
Fail not our feast.
Lady, I will not.
Ghost Leon's with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell.
Bring him before us. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. God be with you. Go to the door, stay there till we call.
Full of vexation come I with complaints against your highness.
Well then, now, know that it was Banquo that in times past held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospelled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
I'm a man, my liege.
I'm a catalogue you go for a man. Now if you have a station in the file, not the worst rank of manhood, say it. And I will put that business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us who wear our help but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
But I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and the buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do, to spite the world.
You know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall that I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from a common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
I shall, my lord, perform what you command me, though my life...
Your spirit shines through you. Within this hour at most, I'll acquaint you where to plant yourself, the perfect spy of the time, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought I require a clearness. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourself apart, I'll come to you anon.
I am resolved, my lord.
Seyton! I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me and bade them speak to him, then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched by an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If to be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings. The seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come, fate, into the list, and champion me to the utterance.
How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains a danger of her former tooth. And let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear, and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice, domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on. Gentle, my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
Oh. Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest, Banquo and his fleons live.
But in them, nature's copies not eternal.
Well, there's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, hold thee still! Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. Prithee, go with me.
But who did bid thee join with me?
Macbeth. I need not your mistrust, since I deliver your office and what you have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with me. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day, and near approach the subject of our watch.
Give us a light there. Ho! 'Tis he.
Stand to it.
Ha! Seyton! It will be rain tonight. Oh! Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, Wefel! Fly! 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 Thou mayest remain! Oh, slave!
There's but one down, the sun is fled!
You've lost the best half of your affair.
Well, what's a way to say how much is done?
At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks, your majesty.
Anon, we'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood on thy face.
'tis Banquo's man.
What is better thee without than he within? Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good that did the like for Fleance.
My royal sir, Fleance escaped.
But Banquo's safe.
My good lord, safe in the ditch he bides, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least the death in nature.
Well, thanks for that. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
Here.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His adversary lays blame upon his promise.
Will it please your highness?
Stop! Which of you has done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
This is not well.
Stay, worthy friends, my lord is often lost and hath been from his youth. I pray you keep still. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil. Prithee, look, lo, behold, what say you?
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now. The time had been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the joy of the general company, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here.
Our duties are the pledge.
Aboard! And quit! Thy bones are numb. Thy blood is cold. What man dare? I dare. Take any shape but that, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. Why, so being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth. Broke the good mating with most admired disorder.
You make me strange. Even to the disposition I owe, and now I think you can behold such sights. And keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear?
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him at once. Good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
What sayest thou? MacDuff denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak. For I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. I'm in blood stepped in so far. Should I wade no more, returning where it's tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, let's sleep. We are yet but young indeed.
Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31, sweltered venom, sleeping god, boil thou first the charmed pot.
Fill it of a fenny snake, in the cauldron broil and bake.
I am Newton toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, and her spork and blind worm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing.
Finger of birth strangled bane, ditched delivered by a trap. Make the gruel thick and slab, pour a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Cool it with baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
Now, you secret black and midnight hags. What is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak to man. We'll answer. Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pouring sow's blood.
Beware, MacDuff. Beware the pain of fight. Dismiss me. Enough.
For thy good caution, thanks, thou hast taught my fear aright. Yet one word more.
We will not be commanded.
Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth. Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, MacDuff. What need I fear of thee? And yet, I'll make assurance double short, take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be a lion proud and take no care, chiefs who frets for where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham wood to hide Duncan hill shall come against him.
That can never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound roots, sweet bodements. Good. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seyton or no more!
I will be satisfied! Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you! Let me know!
Here's your face!
Saw you the Weir sisters! Came they not by you!
Oh, indeed, my lord!
Cursed be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them! What do you do to find me here so late?
Your pardon, good my lord, I bring you word. MacDuff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my faults with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of MacDuff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, put to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
Madam!
He had none.
Hear me, gracious madam!
He loves us not. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. And little is the wisdom to make him leave his wife, his babes, good faith and titles in a place from whence himself does fly.
My dearest cousin, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I did not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. I take my leave of you. It shall not be long, but I'll be here again soon. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he is fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou low-born villain!
It may be so, perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives? Those strong knots of love without leave taking? You may be right me just, whatever I shall think.
Fare you well, lord. I would not be a villain if thou thinkest me for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the riches to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day it gashes at it to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here, from gracious England, have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow.
Fear not to take upon yourself what is yours.
Yet were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and his other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels, unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with most pernicious root. But fear not, all this is portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces, as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting it many ways. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet milk of concord into hell. Now, if such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live! Thy sainted father was a most saintly king! The queen had borne me more often on her knees than on her feet, die in gradation. Fare you well. The evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland.
MacDuff! This noble passion, child of integrity, from my soul wipe the black scruples, reconcile my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains have sought to win me in his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. God above deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction and unspeak mine own detraction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. England hath lent 10,000 warlike men already at a point, each at my call, and now all together. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once 'tis difficult to reconcile.
Well, more anon.
I have a gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
Most welcome, sir. Good God, betimes remove the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. Not be called our mother, but our grave.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not reserved in thy speech, how goest?
I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not fetch them.
What concern they? Be they the general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. But the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven.
All my children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
Get on his feet from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh! What? All my pretty chicks and their damned in one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful MacDuff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now. Come, set me forth at once, front to front. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my arm's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may.
The night is long that ever finds the day.
I have watched 2 nights with you, can perceive no truth in your report. When was it last she walked? In this slumbering agitation, besides her walking in other actual performances, what at any time did you hear her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
Well, you may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Oh, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually, 'tis her command.
Oh, you see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is accustomed action with her to be seen thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Oh, she speaks. I'll set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Damn spot. What did I say? 1, 2. Then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared. What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has done.
Here's the smell of the blood. Still, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
This disease is beyond my practice.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all.
The English power is near, led on by Malcom, the most noble Ross and the bold MacDuff.
Till Burnham would become to Duncan, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, no man that's born of woman shall e'er have power over thee.
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain.
Soldiers, sir.
What soldiers, scratch?
The English force. So please you.
I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sear. The yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends. I cannot look to have. But in their stead curses, not loud, but deep. Mouth honor, breath which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Seyton,
What is your gracious pleasure?
I will fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Send out more horses, scur the country round, hang those that talk of fear, send thee out at once. How does thy patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from arrest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, and with some sweet oblivious antidote cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dog, I'll none of it. Send thee out at once. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. What rhubarb, chyme, or purgative drug would scour these English hence? Hearest ye of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Wood be come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our hosts and make discovery, ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down the fort. Time approaches that will with due decision make us know that which we can say we have and what we owe.
Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
As I did stand my watch above the gate, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave.
Within one bare mile you may see it coming. I say a moving grove.
I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of a fiend which lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood be come to Dunsinane, and now a would be come to Dunsinane? The cry is still they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here let them lie, till famine or the ague eat them up. Were they not forced? With those that should be ours, we would have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
It's a cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fear. The time had been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow. Creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Turn. Hellhound, turn.
Of all men else, I have avoided thee. Get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my hand, thou bloodier villain. The terms can give thee out.
Let fall thy hate on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Spare thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee. MacDuff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Now be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, and keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. Oh, I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the times. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Lay on, MacDuff. Damned be him that first cries, hold enough.
Hail, King, whoso thou art. Behold, where lies the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutations in their minds, whose voices I require aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time as calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and when evil else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone,